Sri Akal. In this video, we will be visiting Ladakh and covering whole of the route adopted to visit Leh and other areas of Ladakh around it. And we will be dealing with the Zanskar Valley, Nubra Valley, Pangong Lake, Moriri Lake, etc. in separate videos in the coming days. I hereby also request you to subscribe to my channel Grandpa on Wheels for more travel related videos. Our first stop for sightseeing was at Verinag while entering Kashmir just across the Johan Tunnel. It is a natural spring, the main source of Jhelum River, around which Emperor Jahangir had got an octagonal structure erected. On this trip, we were three grandpas, Harbans Singh Sekhon, Kuldeep Singh Sidhu and myself, and were also accompanied by my younger son Puneetinder Singh Garewal. From Verinag, we started and stayed at Banihal for the night. And after that, by noon, we reached Srinagar and had our stay fixed at Sher-e-Kashmir University, Srinagar. In the afternoon, we visited the Nishat Bagh, and in the evening had a round of the main market of Srinagar, Lal Chowk, and spent the late evening around the Dal Lake or in a shikara in the lake. Next morning, we left early for Zanskar Valley. First, we travelled along the river Indus, which gave us a very beautiful company. We had our first stop at Sonamarg at a distance of about 80 km from Srinagar to have breakfast and also to enjoy the beautiful scenery around it. The next stop was at the mighty Zojila Pass, only 25 km ahead of Sonamarg. Though it has not a very high altitude, but it is considered as a very tough pass due to the low temperatures and difficult terrain at this place. After that, we had a round of the War Memorial, a little distance before Kargil, established in the memory of Kargil War. From Kargil, at a distance of 200 km from Srinagar, we turned right along the Suru River, enjoying the beauty of the Suru Valley. By evening, we reached Rangdam at a distance of 126 km from Kargil and stayed at the La Himalaya rest house. Next morning, we left early for Padam at a distance of 230 km from Kargil and through the Penzila reached Padam by afternoon and visited the places around Padam, and we stayed for the night at that place. Next day, we came back to stay for the night at Kargil, and from Kargil we started early next morning and first of all stopped at Manekla, around which there is some greenery in the villages around it. After that, we stopped at Fotula, the pass at about 13,500 feet altitude, the highest point on the Srinagar-Leh road, where we met Mr. Manav Gill, a very avid traveller from Ludhiana. Ahead of that comes the famous village Lama Yuru. The Sikh soldiers of the Indian Army had organized langar at a few places, as that day was a Gurpurab. The road from Srinagar to Kargil and further up to Leh is in a very good condition. At Nimmu, about 35 km before Leh, we saw the beautiful confluence of Zanskar and the Indus rivers, followed by the magnetic hill, the place which seems to defy the gravity, and vehicles seem to move towards the higher side of the road, which in fact is only an optical illusion. After that, we stopped at Gurdwara Patthar Sahib, the place which has been blessed with the visit of Guru Nanak, the first master of the Sikhs. By afternoon, we reached Leh through the beautiful gate at the entrance of this main town of Ladakh. In the evening, we visited the Shanti Stupa, a very imposing building with a very beautiful view of the Leh town below. Next morning, we got our inner line permits issued from the administrative office in the downtown and visited the Gurdwara Beer Sahib, also connected with Guru Nanak Dev. In the evening, we visited Leh Palace, the Namgyal's new palace, the fort of Zorawar Singh, the great general of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the bank of the river Indus, called as Sindhu Darshan. After staying for the night at Leh, we started for Nubra Valley and first crossed the mighty Khardungla at an altitude of 17,685 feet at a distance of 40 kilometers from Leh, and then went on to Handair to see the white desert. From Nubra Valley, the next day, we went forward to Pangong, a distance of about 170 kilometers through the Agam Shok road along the river Shok, which took us about 5 hours. We stayed for the night at Spangmik along the Pangong Lake and enjoyed the sight of the beautiful lake. From Pangong Lake, we came back to Leh, a distance of about 225 kilometers, though we would have liked to go straight to Moriri, but feared going straight due to the shortage of diesel. On the way back, we visited the Thikse monastery just outside Leh. After staying the night at Leh, we went to the very beautiful Moriri Lake at a distance of 220 kilometers from Leh and stayed at Karzok for the night. Next day, we started our return journey and first of all passed through the salt fields of Changthang region. After that, we saw the beautiful salt lake Shokar about 90 kilometers from Moriri. The area just around the Shokar has a very green and beautiful meadow. A short distance ahead, we joined the main Leh-Manali road near Pang, and after having tea at Pang, passed through the beautiful More plains, the plains that run about 40 kilometers along the highway at an altitude of more than 15,500 feet. After passing the More plains, we stopped at the La Chungla Pass at an altitude of 16,000 feet. After that, traveling some distance through the red rocks, reached the Nakila Pass at 15,500 feet. And by this time, such great altitudes had also started looking less to us due to have encountered much higher heights before. By lunchtime, we were at Sarchu, the main stop on the Manali-Leh road, which was earlier the only place along this road where one could stay for the night. From Sarchu, we reached the Baralacha Pass, and at that time it was snowing at that place, so we did not stop there for a very long time. Just about 3 kilometers ahead of the pass is the beautiful lake Surita, one of the main sources of river Chenab or Chandrapagha. After that, through a very scenic drive, we reached Jespa for a night stay and next day continued our return journey to reach Ludhiana by late night.